Hello everyone. Let's move on to very important service in AWS, that is EC2. So what is full form of EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. Along with the overview of EC2, we are going to see the pricing model in AWS. So these pricing models are very important. Interviewer may ask you about the pricing models, and in certification also definitely the questions will be on pricing models because it is used for cost optimization only. So let's move on. What is the full form of EC2? That is Elastic Compute Cloud. Now we will see the definition of EC2. One basic definition of EC2 is, let's understand basic definition of EC2. It is the AWS service where we can launch virtual servers called as EC2 instances. Obviously, it is the AWS service. It is the AWS service. It is the AWS service where we can launch virtual servers. Earlier we used to launch physical servers. In EC2 we are going to launch virtual servers. It is the AWS service where we can launch virtual servers called as EC2 instances. This EC2 instance is nothing but the servers. Okay. For example, if you have any application, you can deploy that application in EC2 instances, right? So it is one type of server only. Now we will move forward and let's see another definition of EC2. Now everything in AWS is a web service, right? That's why only we call it as a AWS Amazon Web Services, right? Everything in AWS is a web services only. That's why the full form of AWS is Amazon Web Services. So here also EC2 is a one of the web service only. So EC2 is a web service. We are going to create another definition of EC2, which is the advanced definition of this simple definition. This definition is very common, so we are going to see another definition of EC2. EC2 is a web service, right? EC2 is a web service which is resizable, which is resizable. EC2 is a web service which is resizable compute service in the cloud. Compute service in the. What is another definition of EC2 is, it is a web service which is resizable compute service in the cloud. Okay, web service because everything in AWS is a web service only. So EC2 is also web service. But now what is resizable? It is resizable. Resizable nothing but elasticity and scalability. Resizable is nothing but elasticity and scalability. Okay, now what is elasticity? We already learned in previous video. What is elasticity? Increasing the number of servers. Number of increasing or decreasing. Increasing or decreasing number of servers. What is elasticity? Increasing or decreasing number of servers. And what is scalability? What is scalability? Increasing capacity of servers. Increasing capacity of servers means scalability. Okay, this already we have seen in the previous video about elasticity, scalability, auto-scaling. In details we have learned in the previous videos. Okay, now resizable means elasticity or scalability. Elasticity means increasing or decreasing number of servers, and scalability means increasing the capacity of servers. So what is the definition of EC2? It is a web service which is resizable compute service in the cloud. You can say any definition in interview from these two. But this is the means we can say not common definition. So I prefer you to tell this definition. EC2 is a web service which is resizable compute service in the cloud. Now EC2 is a regional service. EC2 is a regional service, not global service. It is specific to region only. For example, we are in the Mumbai region. Okay, if you are using Mumbai region, so it is specific to the Mumbai region. We cannot access from other regions. So EC2 is a regional service, right? EC2 is a regional service. EC2 instances is nothing but servers. These are one type of servers only. EC2 instances, nothing but servers. Okay. Now, what is the role of EC2? We can launch EC2. We can launch EC2 instances. Okay. We can launch EC2 instances. We can run EC2 instances. We can stop EC2 instances. Okay. We can start EC2 instances. We can reboot EC2 instances. And we can terminate EC2 instances. Okay, we can launch, we can run, we can stop, we can start, reboot, and terminate the EC2 instances. Now, let's move forward. Now, let's say that we use fan. Okay, we use fan in our home. So, how bill will get for that fan? Obviously, how much we use that fan, that much bill only we get. If it is stopped, the bill will not get. If it is running, the bill will get. So here also, similarly in EC2 also, EC2 is a pay-as-you-go model. It means how much you use EC2 instances, that much only bill you will need to pay. Means EC2 is a pay-as-you-go model. EC2 is a pay-as-you-go model. How much you are using EC2 instances, that much bill only you have to pay. EC2 is a pay-as-you-go model. Okay. Now, for example, you have used EC2 instances for 5 minutes. Let's say you are using EC2 instances for 5 minutes only and terminated after 5 minutes. But again, after some time, you again launch EC2 instances for 5 minutes and again you terminate it. So now my question is here. So AWS will charge only for 5 minutes or for 1 hour each. So we will understand this with one example. We used to go to the cafe, right? And we used to pay 10 rupees for 1 hour. Now, you use that machine only for 10 minutes. You pay only for 1 hour that charges. Means the cafe is paying for 1 hour, but you use that machine for 10 minutes only. So, that cafe will charge you for 1 hour or it will charge you for 10 minutes. Obviously, he will charge you for 1 hour only. How much you pay within, how much you use that machine within 1 hour, he will charge for 1 hour only. Same here also in EC2 also. EC2, AWS will charge 1 hour only if you use EC2 instances, even if you use EC2 instances for 5 minutes. Means AWS will charge for 1 hour only, even if you use EC2 instances for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. Now there are multiple customers. That AWS handles with different requirements, right? There are multiple customers, huge number of customers come to AWS for different requirements for their business. So some of customer may ask for long-term requirements, means their project can be for long-term requirement. Some of customer may ask for short period, their project might be for short period only. Some of customer may ask for discounts in that also. If I'm going to any shop and I want to tie up with long-term, so obviously I will ask him for a discount, right? If I'm using that specific product for long-term only, so I will be expecting discount from that. So here also from AWS customer may expect for a discount, right? So for this only there are pricing models in AWS and it is very important for cost optimization in AWS. In companies also, companies will focus on this cost optimization. Obviously company wants to decrease their cost for that AWS services, right? So there are different pricing models that we are going to see. Then what are the pricing models in AWS? What are the pricing models in AWS? Okay, pricing model in AWS. The first pricing model is on-demand instances. The first pricing model is on-demand instances. On-demand instances is nothing but pay for what you use. On-demand instances means pay for what you have used, right? On-demand instances nothing but pay for what you have used. Okay, means it will be pay for per hour. Means AWS will charge for per hour. There is no commitment in this. And it is a fixed price. Means you will not get any discount in this. It is a fixed price. hourly basis. If you are using EC2 instances for one day only, so it will charge you hourly basis, right? So first pricing model is on-demand instances. On-demand instances is nothing but pay for what you have used. Okay, it is per hour, there is no commitment, and it has a fixed price. Now second pricing model is reserved instances. Second pricing model is reserved instances. Now reserved instances means your customer will get discounts, but it is for long-term commitment. In reserved instances, customer will get discounts, but it is for long-term commitment. For long-term commitment, right? Long-term commitment. Commitment can be up to 1 or 3 years. Up to 1 or 3 years. Commitment can be up to 1 or 3 years. Okay. There is upfront payment in this. Okay, means you have to pay in advance for this upfront payment. Advance payment you can pay full also, and you can pay partial also, right? How much discount you will get in reserved instances? This is very important. You will get up to 72% of discount. Up to 70% discount. Up to 70% discount on hourly basis. This is very important point. Then what is reserved instances? It is for long-term commitment. We can do commitment up to 1 or 3 years. We have to make upfront payment, means we have to pay in advance. We can pay full also, we can pay partial also, and up to 72% discount on hourly basis you will get in reserved instances. Now third instance is spot instances. Third instance is spot instances. Spot instances is nothing but spot instances is like auctioning or billing. For example, you have 8 GB of RAM and you use only 4 GB of RAM. So rest 4 GB is wasting from AWS side. So right, so AWS will do bidding for this 4 GB of RAM in the market, and with the base price he will provide with that discount. So spot instance is like auctioning or billing. Sorry, auctioning or bidding. Spot instance is used for auctioning or bidding. So spot instances is used for bidding, auctioning, There is huge capacity for at cheaper price. Huge capacity for cheaper price. And in spot instances you will get up to 90% discount. Up to 90% discount in spot instances. Now the fourth instance is saving plans. This is latest pricing model from AWS, saving plan. Now saving plan is similar to the reserved instances. It is similar to reserved instances, right? Saving plans is similar to the reserved instances, but there is little different strategy in this, right? What is that little different strategy? It is also for 1 to 3 years of commitment, right? It is also for 1 to 3 years of commitment to the amount uses. Whatever amount you have used, for that only you will get up to 1 to 3 years of commitment with the amount uses, and get discount based on the long-term uses. Get discount based on long-term uses. So these are our pricing models in AWS. We are going to see EC2 in much deeper. We are going to do practicals on it in the coming videos.